All right. We're going to be tying a caddis, but not just any caddis. See if I can remember the name of it real quick. Give me 1 second and I will let you guys know what it is.
When you look at all the lists of best flies, you often see a lot.
It is the North Branch caddis. That is what it is. I completely forgot all about it. But it is a North Branch caddis. Go ahead and prep my deer hair real quick. And then we'll get this ball rolling. North Branch caddis. Welcome to the live, everybody. We'll be tying a North Branch caddis. Prepping my deer hair at the moment. And we'll go ahead and give it a nice stack. Alright guys, so first thing we'll do is we'll measure this about a hook shank in length roughly. And we'll start our body right there where my thread is, probably a little bit more. We'll go right there with it. We'll measure that out to be, we want the body, so you want your butt ends to stick a little bit over past the bend of the hook. And then what we'll do is we'll grab those butts, and then we'll snip them. Kelly Gallup taught me this. Well, he didn't taught me this. He made a video about it. Very informative fly tire. Probably one of the best. You put a loose wrap right where those butts are. You'll do one tight wrap and another loose wrap. And then what you got there is those butt ends will splay up. That way you don't have a whole lot of mess out here in front of you, in front of the where we tied it in at. That way you don't have to cut. All right, guys. Next thing we'll do is we'll just very loose wraps, not tight wraps at all. We'll just go along until we get to where our tail is back here. And then you'll pull it and you'll splay those tails out just like so. And then we'll do another wrap to kind of secure that. And then we'll wrap back up the opposite way. You don't want to go too much because this right here is what's going to make your fly float. Just like so. Let me go ahead and get us a hackle to tie in. Got to get us a hackle. Hi, Safa. I think I said your name right. hate butchering names, but it is okay. We all do it. We'll get us a nice, this is a size 16 hook I'm tying on. It's a TMC 100. TMC 100. And I pulled a hackle off of my Fly Fish Food Dark Bar Ginger cape. I'm new to all this streaming stuff, guys, so you'll have to just bear with me. We're going to want to tie our wing on right where those in between the abdomen and the butts. That's where we're going to tie in our wing, and we're just going to use that same deer hair. No, Corey, I do not work for Amazon. I'm a railroader. I work for Motive Rail. I heard Amazon pays good, though. That is what I've heard. Amazon pays fairly good. I know the delivery team does. I'm not sure about what the inside, like warehouse work, pays. Oh, so we'll take a thicker clump than what our abdomen is, and then we'll put it in a hair stacker. We'll stack it up. We'll make sure you pull your butts out. Might have to restack this. No, I think it'll be good. Same concept with our abdomen. No, sir. I'm actually at the house on the Vice right now. I never did get a chance to go fishing this weekend, but I was wishing I would have, because, man, I need to get on the water. I ain't been on the water so long. All right, so your wing, it's going to go not all the way toward the tail, to where the tail is, but just a little before that. That's how long you want your wing on this fly. And then the same concept with our abdomen. We're going to hold your measurement with your right hand. You're going to transfer that over to your left. And then you'll just make a cut as close as you can to your fingers. I'm not going to do it right here, but then you'll just cut it. And then what you're left with is your butts, and they're all aligned perfectly. You don't have to worry about stacking this. But we'll put that on top. Same concept. Get as close as to the butts as you can, and then you'll pull tight. You'll do two pretty tight wraps. And if you want to, you can clean those butt ends up. You don't have to, but I do it just for the sakes of hackle, because I want to put a good thread base on that and kind of smooth it all out. And then you can let it go. If you need to clean a few of them up, you can. I got a few that rotated towards the bottom, so that's no biggie though. It's no biggie at all. I got a few here that I could trim off. There we go. This is the North Branch caddis. North Branch. They have a North Branch drake, and you can tie these, and I've tied a hex. Let me pull my hex out for you real quick. I tied a hex Genia with this kind of body work. Here it is. I mean, this thing is ginormous. But It's actually a parachute. Massive tail, massive body, the same concept. I could actually tie that fly a little bit better now, but I tied that fly about a year ago. Make this kind of taper down towards the eye. That way it's easier to tie in our hackle and wrap it up later on. I watched Kelly Gallup tie this fly today, so he's got his own YouTube channel. I like watching him tie. It can take forever to tie a fly, but welcome to the live. Next thing we'll do is we'll tie in our hackle. We're tying a North Branch caddis. We'll snip that butt free, and then we'll start palmering our hackle up towards our eye of the hook. Let me start that over. You can heavy hackle this fly. It's not gonna hurt it at all. We'll stop right there at the eye. You don't want to crowd it. And we'll do about 3 wraps, and then we'll cut the hackle off. And then we'll just throw a good whip finish on. It's okay if you trap a couple. We can always trim them off. Just try not to cut any of them off when you cut your thread. And there it is. North Branch caddis. This thing floats like a cork. Alrighty. I'm gonna put another hook in the vise. And this time we'll tie an X caddis. It's also another really good pattern. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. We're going to be tying up an elk hair, actually an X caddis, I'm sorry. I'm actually going to back my thread up some here. All right, guys, and then we'll dub the body up. I'm using a olive colored dubbing. Then we'll take some more elk hair caddis here. This is X Caddis by Nature's Spirit. It's pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. I don't have any complaints. We're gonna make a measurement about midway to the tail. And then we'll make a cut, do the same concept we've been doing. The same concept we did with the, man, I can't remember the name of that fly to save my life. The North Branch Caddis. I'm gonna have to write that on my forehead so I can remember it. Then we will tie in, same concept with the North Branch, and you can let that elk hair go. The reason why you do this, guys, is so whenever you tie in an elk hair caddis, it can be kind of messy, especially the wing. If you do this, you don't have any butts to clean up. You can, tie down this wing. You can make it lay flat. And the way you do that is just loose wraps. I'll do it real quick to show you guys. You just do loose wraps and it'll lay down. If you don't want it to lay down, you just tie it in, just like I'm doing now. I'm gonna put some hackle on this. So we're going to make it taper down to the eye of the hook. Oops. I gotta bend this over, guys, real quick. I gotta plug my phone up. I went ahead and I prepped my hackle. I always trim the barbels off of it. Gives me a nice tie-in. All right, we got the hackle tied in. And we'll snip the butts. Then we will palmer that towards the eye of the hook. Hopefully it acts right. Yeah, we'll have to back that up. All right, let's try that again. A lot of guys put dubbing on this part before they lay their hackle down because it kind of makes it easier to tie in your hackle. I usually do that, but I don't know why I didn't do it. Oh, that looks like crap. All right, give me 1 second. I will get it right. For some reason it's not wanting to lay down right. There we go. Now we can trim that up. There. That's not the best, but it will fish. I know that for certain. All right, we'll try another North Branch style dry fly. We're gonna try and make this one here a mayfly. There we go. Gotta kind of judge my hair because this hair is not very long. It should be okay. We'll see though. We'll see. Oh yeah, it should be pretty long enough. I'm gonna roll with it. Welcome to the live. We're going to be tying a North Branch style mayfly. If I can get some deer hair to work right with me. Alrighty. Hope everybody's had a pretty decent weekend. It's kind of back to reality tomorrow, unfortunately. Alrighty. Go ahead and get us some hackles out. Oh yeah. Okie dokie. Alright, so we're going to tie on the wing with the same material. Let's see here. Go ahead and put this in a stacker. Alrighty, so we want that to be just right as long as where the tail starts there. Ooh. And I'm shooting from the hip on this fly because I haven't tied one like this. I'll wrap through those butts, secure that. There we go. Should have tied my wing up a little bit further up on that hook shank. That's fine. Mm-hmm. And kind of wrap around those wings. Keep them all intact. Keep them from moving on you. It wouldn't be too bad if the hook was a little bit more shorter, but we'll make something work out of it. I've got a few that are not cooperating with me. This is gonna look kind of silly. We'll go ahead and put some dubbing on this. I should have tied it on a smaller hook. This right here is actually going to be our thorax. Now we'll come right back to where the wings are. I usually tie this fly on a smaller hook, and I should have done that. It looks like crap. It fishes fairly well, but I haven't ever tied it on this kind of hook before, so oops. Might as well tie in some more wings with how much room I've got to work with. It's like an airplane. I can honestly tie a stimulator on that. Might be what I tie next. Yeah, it's supposed to be a mayfly, but it looks like an airplane. I bet you that thing floats, though. Ooh, I bet you it floats. Yep. Alrighty, let me see here. Yeah, we'll tie a simulator next. Yeah, that's more of a stimulator hook. Alrighty. I can't play music no more because I actually got copyrighted the other day, I think. I've got to find some music that I can play. Until then, we'll just hold off on the music. All right. We'll start with our thread behind the eye, about 2 eye lengths, a little bit more, maybe 2.5. We'll take our thread all the way back. It don't have to be perfect. We're just laying a little base down. I'm gonna go back to the bend of the hook and then stop, and then we'll tie in our tail there. I'm gonna use a little bit more thicker deer hair for this. Let me see. I'll use some hopper. I had some stimulator deer hair and it was like a goldish color, and that thing, it looked great. And I don't know what happened to it. But we'll use some of this Nature's Spirit hopper deer hair. It's got a slight curve to it, which is kind of what we're gonna want for our wings. We'll take a small clump out for our tail. Give it a little brush out, pull all the smaller fibers out, under fur. And then we'll give it a little stack. I messed that tail up. Tell you what. And you don't have to stack this up. I mean, you can. Actually, you know what? I am going to stack this up. Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. Oh, yeah. It's a little easier with these bent curved hooks, whatever you want to call them. If you angle them in your vise, it makes tying things in a lot easier. All right. We had some extra long ones in there, and we'll just cut them right there at the thread. There we go. Pull those other ones out. Then you can tie these, and I tie mine in bright colors. preferably like a orange or a yellow. Oh, first thing we need to do is actually tie in our hackle. All right, so, yep. Tie in our hackle. We'll just tie it in where our tail starts. And then we'll grab that. And tie that into the shank. All right, now we can go ahead and get our dubbing tied on. Go ahead and all right. Now we can go ahead with our dubbing. And we'll wrap that up to about there. Hopefully put just a little bit more on. Just like so. Now we'll wrap our hackle up. Get as many wraps as you can. Then we'll go ahead and get that hopper, do your hair we were messing with earlier. Take us a nice and small clump. Just like so. Now we will want that wing to stick out just a little bit above, like midway of that tail. And then we're actually going to keep the butt ends on this, because when we tie it in, we're going to want that taper down. Just like that. And then try and grab all those butts. There we go. Okay, we'll come up to the eye. And we'll use that. We'll use them butt ends to kind of create some bulk. Ta-da, perfect. We'll also put some dubbing on that to kind of pretty it up a little bit. Stimulator is an attractor pattern, and it's a pretty decent one. All right. So now we can go ahead and crank down on those butts. Get them to act right. All right. We'll come here. You can use the same orange color. That's what I'm going to do. Typically, you can use 2 different colors, but it don't matter. I use the same color throughout the whole fly. I think it looks better in my opinion. I haven't tied a stimulator in a long time, but I want the front of this fly to kind of be bulky. Not necessarily bulky, but I want to have a little bit of fatness to it. So we're going to put a heavy dose of that on there. Just like so. And then we'll wrap back. You're supposed to have tied your hackle in first there, by the way, guys. Don't make that mistake I just did. And we'll grab us another hackle. And there you have it, the stimulator. And I am probably going to go ahead and cut the stream, guys. I've been up for a pretty long time, so I hope you guys, if you guys like the stream, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you would like to see more, or if you would like to see me tie a certain fly, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll get it. I'll make it happen. I appreciate all you guys' time watching, and y'all have an amazing rest of y'all's weekend, and I will catch you guys on the next one.